Outstanding, so I stand out. More babes than a bathhouse. Top gun on my Tom Cruise. Life for keeps and I don't lose. You're more than love because you're cool as a breeze. So pick a poison, yeah, I got what you need. Nonchalant, like the green elevation on. Like we can keep it psychedelic. You gotta stay up. Don't sleep, you gotta stay up.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know what it is. It's Monday night, it's 8:05 Eastern Standard Time, and we are back to talk all things House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 5, Regent, y'all. And you know I'm not here alone. Some people are having technical difficulties tonight, but we are going to persist and know that they're coming, okay? So let me bring up, honey, the first panelist. Y'all know her, y'all love her. She is the only Team Green person that I know in real life, because
hey.
Hey, hey, C, how are you doing today? How's Team Green doing? How's Team
Green is doing marvelously. We're just coming off of this big W out here. We got a new little king in the throne. He doing, making some things happen. He took down the rat catches. There's no more bodies hanging in the streets. The people are, they're a little upset at the moment, but we're working on that on Team Green.
I was gonna say, I was like, did we watch the same episode when you said winning? But we'll get into it, of course, when everyone gets there. Everyone's side eyes. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat, honey. Roderick Graham, what's up? How are you? Hey D, if y'all are not subscribed to D Movie Man, go do yourself a favor, honey. Go do yourself a favor and get a brand new perspective on all the latest films and movies. Come through. The people are ready. I know that's right. Hey, Critical Thinker 137, how are you tonight? Hey, Patty. Look, already side eyes in team. Listen, because it's Team Black all day. It's Team Black all day. Hey, Shmi, welcome. Okay, and we have Kay in the building. Hey, Kay, how are you doing today, friend?
It's a Monday.
She said, listen, it's a Monday. It's one of them days. Y'all, but without further ado, we're going to get into it. Y'all know I got a ton needs to put of slides. I don't know what that one was, honey. Hold on, y'all. Let me... Okay, give me first, while I'm getting the right slides up here, let me know, you guys, what did you think about this episode, Regent? Overall thoughts. I'm going to start with you, C. What did you think of last night's episode?
Oh, so I love episode where we get like the wheels are churning. We can see it. Like, I love action episodes as well, but I love when the pieces start being put into place. And this was what this episode was. Pieces were being put into place. We saw some movement, some, things happening. And that's what I like. I was here for it.
Okay. What did you think of last night's episode? How did it make you feel on the inside?
Yes. For once, I agree with C. Be here for once. Yes, I see everything coming together, and I'm really excited for where it's headed. I really like how it ended, so I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Okay, and y'all know I am too, honey, because I did my little review, and I have so many thoughts, and I'm sorry in advance, C, because Allison is going to get this work. We've got a whole dance break just for Allison because she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? But I too agree. This is one of actually my favorite episodes of the season so far, even though it wasn't action packed. I like that people are about their business this episode. It feels like we're making things happen, y'all. But without further ado, okay, we know what happened. Right? We all know what happened in episode 4. Everyone is grieving Rhaenys, honey. We saw Rhaenyra, look at her, sad, miserable. We saw Uncle Corlys shed a single lone solitary tear like in Glory.
That
right?
Denzel tear. I said, look at that Denzel tear.
At all, honey. At all.
Kay, I'm gonna start with you. Did you have a moment when you saw Uncle Corliss up there and limp up there to that chair and sit in his throne and shed that one single solitary tear? Did you feel a way, Kay? Did you feel something?
I did. I like Corliss, even though he was out here spreading the sea snake all throughout the seven seas and whatnot. But he always had Rhaenys back though. Like you could tell he really did love her and he loved his family. So I feel really bad for him right now because his children are gone. His grandchildren are spread about, Westeros and whatnot. And now his wife is gone. And so he's literally considering what is this phase of life for him look like right now. Where is
Yes.
he? He don't need to be out here selling and stuff no more. He knows that he got some illegitimate children out here. He knows it's about to be a war between the Greens and the Blacks, but his ride or die is not here. What is Corliss' next move?
That part. And we'll definitely get into he and Bela because that goes deeper, right? But what did you think about Uncle Corliss and Rhaenyra shedding a tear? See, how did it make you feel? What were you going through in this moment?
So I believe this was opening scene where we saw Corliss, walking up to his throne, feeling away. And because, that was the love of his life. Yes, he has indiscretions, but that was his right. And for most of his life, they were together. He has no one now. Bela, she already, his son, who you better pop it to, we gonna talk about it, but he's not legitimate in his eyes. So it's like really Rhaenyra was his person. So I felt that loss for him. Ray was his person. But yeah, it was some great acting, and he didn't have dialogue at this first scene. It was just all he emoted, right? And I believe he did a great job with that. Like we were saying, even with the single tear, the little Denzel tear right there, he did what needed to be done. He earned that check in that scene. And good for him.
He absolutely did. And I felt that, right? Because like you guys said, he was a philanderer. He was laying it low, spreading it wide, tipping and dipping. He was doing all the things, right? But at the end of the day, he'd been with Rhaenys, I read, since she was 16 years old. So they've been together for a lifetime, 30 plus years. And so to lose that person, and we know the type of relationship they had. He respected her, she respected him. They had a bond. But what I really found interesting was Rhaenyra's response, right? I don't know if I expected her to really feel it. I'm glad she did because it shows that she's matured. But when I think back to season 1 and some of their first interactions, it was like, Rhaenys, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be queen. And she's like, little sis, listen, that's not how any of this is about to work. So I think her feeling the weight of Rhaenys being gone as being like her one true trusted advisor that knew what the plight was going to be for her, that had to feel like a major loss. Patty says, listen, I love filler episodes. I don't like them all the time, but this one was really good. Hey, Joanne girl. Hey, friend. Hey, Support Gaming 2024. Hey, Mina Ruth. Hey, Trinity. Rest in peace, Rhaenys, the queen who never was, aka Pop Aegon and Sunfire off. She went off like a bad A and did. She didn't go alone. You know what I'm saying? She was gone, but she took a couple with her. One thing about Corliss, he's going to do something foolish decisions based off his grief. Lord have mercy. We'll get into that because there was a part of the conversation with Bela I didn't like that he had. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Captain for Creativity. I know Captain for Creativity is reviewing this as well. If y'all haven't been to her channel, check it out. Hey, y'all, we got to bring a casserole to Driftmark for this sea snake. Since he's still in shambles after the Fonz episode. Yes, honey, he's down bad. D Movie Man says, people out here dragging this episode, and I'm not feeling it. Every episode can't be centered around a huge battle or action sequence. I enjoyed the conversation, strategy, and the sniping from the Listen, we're on the same page because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't think we need to have Dragonfire every episode. And last episode was so emotional for me. I needed a little reprieve and a little strategy. Roger Graham says Corliss really needs to step up to the plate. Even Bayla had to show him what it takes to be a leader. She's coming into her own, proud of her. And listen, I almost gave her a standing ovation last night, but we're going to get to it. We got to send a care package to Driftmark for the season. He's clearly, yeah. Okay, y'all, let's get into this next one. Oh, Lord, as we ease on down this road, because there's a lot going on.
Ooh.
Okay. So you see Sir Krispy Kreme, you see Gwen down there, and you see Maylisa's head. Now, he said it would be a good idea, and y'all know who thought it would be a good idea. Sir Krispy Kreme with his ignorant self, who don't know nothing about, Sir Krispy Kreme is so ignorant, and the fact that he is, head, knight, whatever, plus hand of the king really just tweaks my melons. I don't like it, but he says it's a good idea to cut off the Maylisa's head and parade her through King's Landing, right? And then have the audacity to say, why aren't the people happy? The people are like, this is a bad omen. They're supposed to be like mini gods. You know what I mean? So if they can crumble, what does that mean for the rest of us? What does that mean for King's Landing? What does that mean for the king? Matter of fact, where is the king at? And they got him straggling behind. See, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this ignorant display?
I was mad that they put Aegon in a box with some dirty laundry covering the thing, like just dragging him back into the city like that, like the disrespect. And honestly, they could have did something a little better than that. They could have did something better. They didn't have a royal carriage to put my boy in. They had him in a crate. Like, embarrassing. And they got the dragon head carting it through the city. I can't stand up for Christian. Like, honestly, like I said, many episodes, this disclaimer, every episode, I'm here for Alicent's and Aemond. That is it. Everyone else on Team Green can kick rocks, but them two. Because Crispy, he just me making the dumbest decisions. It's like every turn, he just makes the worst decisions. And it's so aggravating. And now the people see that, hey, these dragons, shit. And add on to the fact that they starving, they about to have, roasted dragon head tonight. They not even a god anymore at this point. They're just like food hungry. And I see we got a big old dragon head that it's about to be barbecue dragon night, right? And I wonder if this the eventual almost extinction of the dragons, like were people killing them and eating them? Like, what's up with that? Because the people are hungry right here in these streets.
Well, I think that's the thing of it, right? I think they're saying if these are like kind of immortal beasts who live for hundreds of years, if they can be taken out, what does that mean? This is everything that we've kind of centered our beliefs on and seen our whole lives. And if this is crumbling, what does that mean for the realm? And later in the episode, White Worm alludes to it, right? But I mean, we're going to get all into that for sure. Kay, what'd you think about how they did Maylis and Kristen talking about why aren't they happy? Why don't they know we won?
Kristen is he's so full of himself these days. And the only reason he paraded this dragon head around is because deep down inside, he's afraid of him. He is trying to instill that fear into everyone else, but he's the one afraid of him. Like when he was telling Alicent, like it was like the battle, it went over to the dragon. Like once they came out, like I couldn't do nothing. He's deep down inside afraid of those dragons, which makes him slightly afraid of Aemond. But he still has to show his toughness in front of everybody else. But I see your weaknesses, Kristen. I can see it. And I hope Sir Gawain sees it right there too with you, because he saw everything you saw and he see how you acted. Some of us is clocking your true feelings.
Baby, clocking it. Do you hear me? Because Sir Gawain said, was it a win? you said that was a win? Because I mean, let's not do revisionist history. You lost as many men or more, right? Because Rhaenys was just, I mean, that was the person they lost. But baby, all y'all's dragons was burning up all y'all men, right? So y'all might have got Rook's Rest, but at what cost? There were heavy casualties. Hey, sis Monique, welcome. Hey, Shivi D, welcome. Patty says, I heard one of the town folks saying it's an ill omen, so they think it's bad. Absolutely, they do. They said that's not it. Man, Aegon trip back would have been bumpy as heck. And that's what I said. I said they couldn't give him a secret ambulance in a covered wagon.
They put him in a box.
Right. That's so embarrassing.
Captain says Sir Crappy Cole tried to do propaganda like Otto Hightower and lie like Aegon slew Meleese, but the fool ended up scarring all the children in King's Landing. Major fail. Yeah, just bad omen, bad idea for Sir Krusty to do that. The Red Queen. I was hoping for her to open her eyes for one last scare. Oh, goodness gracious. That would have been great. All those flies circling. I know Kay was talking about eating the Maylees, but I don't think it was already rotten, it seemed. At this point, I'm convinced Damon had a possession ghost kink. I'm tired of him. We gonna get to Damon. We gonna get to him and his Oedipus situation. I was like, I can't. Shmi says, obviously, Eamon didn't offer him a ride home. Because that would have been the least discretion. That would have been like the most discretion to have, right? He could have brought him back on Vagar, right, and took him to the keep where they keep the dragons, and no,
Eamon
they wanted him in a box.
his ass on purpose.
Eamon is petty. I'm here for his pettiness. Yes,
Patty says, my guess is they don't want to show Aegon any weakness. Otherwise, the city will be in disarray. As Littlefinger says, chaos isn't a pit, it's a ladder. Dragons, unaliving dragons is like kinslaying for the small folk. Ooh, okay, y'all. We're going to get into it. Let's see. Lord. Now that all this happened and we are back in the house, we see Alicent playing the role of dutiful mother, right? She want to see what happened to her baby. Because now she cares. Last episode, she's the one who sent him on this mission, directly or indirectly, however you want to take it, right? She's the one who precipitated his move to action, his reckless behavior. Okay. And so now she's looking at her son, and the maester is like, listen, he's falling apart. He's coming apart with this armor. We lift it up. We see more damage. She sees the burn. She disgusted. Look at her face. She can't even handle it.
Looking now, like his daddy over there. Just gross.
Just falling apart. She's used to pus and whatnot. You know what I mean? She's used to body parts hanging on by a thread. This isn't new to her. But my thing is with her, even in this, she don't even stay by his side. You know what I mean? At least Catelyn. And I hate to do it because, again, Catelyn is not my favorite person in Game of Thrones. But you know what? When Bran got thrown off that ledge, do you know who was by his side for at least a fortnight? It took her a while to leave. You know what I'm saying? She was there at least a good 2 weeks by her baby's side. And Alicent can't stay in the room for a minute. Kay, talk to me about it. How does Alicent feel about this? What did you think seeing Aegon like this?
Poor thing. Everybody knew he ain't have it in him. Everybody knew what was going to happen if he took his ass out on the battlefield. They knew he was not ready. And I think she was less concerned about Aegon and more concerned about the position of who was going to be the king now. Well, because she knew Aegon she still wanted the puppet from him so that she could still have her little say so in it. And she's like, damn, who gonna do this now? How we gonna run Westeros and King's Landing and all this now that he's sitting over here burnt and whatnot? Because we knew he couldn't fight that well. I think she's more worried about position and power than his well-being.
Well, I ain't say it. See, these your people, this your person, this your queen. What say you?
Let me get my shit on, because I see I'm gonna have to stand up for Alice. Hold on, wait a second. Because I'm not about to dirty like this, because y'all see she was concerned about that baby. She was concerned about that baby. The first thing she did was ask the hardest working black man in Westeros, is he alive? Is my baby going to survive? She was worried about him. Like, she's not that great of a mother. As I've been saying ever since episode 1, she wasn't nurtured, so she doesn't know how to correctly, even though it's in her to do it. She's worried about her son, right? And to see him, I'm sure she got flashbacks to her husband, right? To Viserys or whatever his name of the king. And I don't feel like in this moment she was worried about who's going to rule. I feel like she was worried about her son. And she knows he'll mess up, F up, right? But that's still her baby. She knows it. That's why when last time she was like, what kind of thought somewhere, like, You need to just, rule, think, just sit down. And the fact that she went out to the battlefield, I'm sure she was, that wasn't what she wanted, but it is what happened. And to see him hurt, she was sad about it. Like, y'all not gonna act like that wasn't sadness in her face. And indirectly, that her other son has something to do with it. Like, she knows her children. One thing you ain't gonna say about Allison is she know her kids. She know one ain't shit, and she know one's a little evil, a little devious.
She did know. She knew that.
She raised them. Of course she know. Well, she didn't raise them. That's the problem. That's why they're all monsters. One. I mean, they're both monsters. Let's be honest. They're both terrible. She's only raised terrible people, except for Helena, right? And so now, again, and I don't agree. See, I don't. She didn't shed a single solitary tear. I ain't see not one drop out of that eye, and I was watching. She almost shed a tear at that small council table, but she ain't shed not a daggum tear about Aegon. But I digress. We're moving on. Now she wants to know, what did Aemon do? Because she's sitting up looking at him sideways because she knows he's a killer.
And he ain't sad neither. She don't with no emotion. Just look at him. He did not care at all.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. And so she goes to her man, who again, she's bending it over like Beckham every chance that she gets. And he's like, I don't know. It's above me now. I don't know. I don't think Aemon did anything wrong. I don't. I think we did what we had to do. That's all I can give you. She looking at Aemon sideways, but she's scared of him, right? So she ain't gonna talk to him. But she wants to know what he did because she knows he did it. Oh, okay. Okay. Looks like we have the party complete, guys. Welcome to the stage. Dom from Screen
Come on
Static
and weigh on in
Studio.
this conversation, Dom. Come on, weigh on in this.
What's going on, y'all?
Welcome. Well, I'm going to start with you then. Here's where we are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
C just gave us her feeling about. We'll go back for you because we didn't get that far. We'll go back at least to the last one because I would like your take on this one. Alicent seeing Aegon, right? Seeing him all, burnt to a crisp, peeling the armor off. Did Alicent really care about her child? Was she concerned about his well-being?
Yeah,
Tell me how she felt.
And I feel like because we be ganging up on C so much that I think it gets lost in translation. That even though Alicent is a bad mother, she's still a mother. Like, she still cares about her children. I've never said that she doesn't care. They just not always the highest priority. And I think when Alicent is looking at Aegon, she's having two thoughts. She's having a thought as mother, but also a thought as somebody in the Red Keep with who knows what's about to happen. Like, she knows that Aegon was the devil she knew. And she's realizing, because she clocked that Aemon was wearing a dagger, and then she's clocking how Aegon looks, and she's like, oh, I'm just not realizing who my son is. Like, Aemon. I'm just not realizing what he's capable of. And I think she's realizing the same thing that Kristen Cole realized. Like, nobody's seen a dragon war and the effect that it has. And so seeing this armor melded to his body, I think, is a realization of the consequences of your actions. Like, you're now realizing what is actually the cost of the decisions you make. So I think that's all what was on her face.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it was any care concern. I still don't think it was any care concern for her son. I do think that she was concerned about the realm and who would rule and what stuff would look like. That but that's just me. But we're gonna go into the slide that we were on, and Dom, I'm gonna keep that same energy and start with you. She's out looking for everybody. Why is she asking this question when she already knows the answer? She knows Aemon did this, did she not? Or is she really confused about it?
No, but we live in a time where you need to know. You know what I'm saying? Everything's whispers, everything's rumors. We don't have no CCTV. We can't run the tape back in this world. You got to know, and so I need somebody to say it. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to say exactly what happened because I wasn't there. And so I think in her mind, in her common sense, she can put two and two together. Just the way in Aemon acting, this is a little suspicious, but I think she needs somebody to say it. You know, sometimes just the same way Rhaenyra needed to see her son's body to understand and come to terms with it. I think Alicent needs somebody to say it, to put it plainly, so she can really wrap her head around it.
Okay. Kay, how about you? Did she know Aemon did it and she's just looking for the validation? She just needs to hear the words so she knows how to move from here on out?
She absolutely knows. She absolutely knows she knows what her son has been through, being bullied his whole life by his brother. She knows that he's worked harder in life to be where he's at than Aegon. And so she know all he needed was a window of opportunity to take it. So she just wanted somebody to be on her side as she knows this information. Like, maybe if you tell me that he did it and you're willing to tell me, then you might feel the same thing that I'm feeling. Like, we gonna have to put a cap on that. But being that I think she was looking for an ally more than she was looking for confirmation. And you ain't gonna get it from Mr. Crispy here. He ain't the one. Go on, call Otto, because he's not the one.
From Sir Krispy Kreme. See? Did she know?
Yeah, I think she knew. She knows her kids like it's more than anybody, which is why I'm so adamant about her rule instead, because she know that Aemon is a vengeful god, if you will. Like, he maybe not the person because he is so malicious, right? But I feel like she knew. But as Dom said, sometimes you know things, but you need just so you can be like, all right, it ain't just me, or all right, let me just not bring my own biasness into it. Let me see what, she tried to go to Crispy, is on some other type of time, as we always know he is. But I feel like she knew, yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's ease on down this road now. Okay. We're back at Dragonstone now. And Rhaenyra is like, Bayla, I need you, sis. I need you. Your granny's gone now. We don't have no dragon riders. That was Meleys was our biggest dragon. And we'll get to the small council meeting, of course, because that pissed me off too. But before that, she's like, listen, go ask your granddaddy. All right. I need him. I want him to be my hand. Can you make this happen? Do me a quick favor. See, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think about this scene? Were you expecting it? What'd you think?
I don't expect nothing less from her. And I'll tell you why, because she always looking out for number one. Oh, she told this girl, yeah, your mother didn't really care for me. Like, your grandmama like me like that. But I know she just died, but can you reach and to get her ass into work and be the hand? No grieving time. We're in a war. I need to do what's best for me. Tell him to put this on so we can, do what's best for me. That's what it's giving. It's like she's not how that affects her in this war. I'm sorry. I feel like she's more. You guys hear me? Sorry, hear me?
Now we can. Yeah, okay. Now we can.
Less concerned about and how it affects her in this war, and specifically her reign, because she wouldn't have had that black man. Oh goddamn, Eve. Selfish, and we see that here. Selfishness.
Oh, that's a different take. That's not any take that I ever got from that. Yeah. No. Kay, do you agree that she just didn't care and she would have never made that black man hand to the queen? What you think?
The next play back into work.
Nobody hates Rhaenyra like C hates Rhaenyra. Okay.
Baby.
But I like Rhaenyra, okay? I like Rhaenyra. I like this conversation that she had with Bayla here. I think she was completely I understood what she was saying. I think Rhaenyra was grieving Rhaenys, but she knows that the show must go on. She knows that Corlys is they respect his word, and he's going to actually need something to do right now to help him, right, instead of falling into a slump. I really think this was the perfect opportunity, although it may somehow seem inappropriate, but he needs something to look forward to, if not to live and to help protect his grandchildren in this moment, to seem like he's still important, to pull him out of that grief. I'm glad she had that conversation with Bayla, so that Bayla feels like her voice is important, and so that she is very much so needed. And I am here for this. Every time C put on her little her crown, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my.
Y'all. All right now.
We can do this.
I wasn't expecting the costume change, the Valerian Targaryen, Kay the Valerian. I'm here for it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it, Kay.
We could do this.
Dom, was Rhaenyra moving out of selfishness, or was she moving strategically by asking Bayla to?
No, Rhaenyra is finally doing what we've been asking her to do all season, and that's be a queen. Like, now she making decisions, she making determinations. And look, yeah, we done lost people. It's war. We done lost people, but now it's time. We gotta grieve and move. We gotta pick and move. The same way when she lost her son. When she lost her son, she cried and she sat there, but then now it's time to move on. And
that's right.
And now with Corlys, we know he needs something to do. We know he needs something to do, because he was just talking about, hey man, I'm gonna go get in my boat and I'm just gonna go ride. And look, you did that already, and you came back. Somebody had to drag you out the water. So we gotta give you something productive to do. And when Rhaenyra had Daemon standing next to her, Daemon was a strong hand that everybody respected. But that's not all Rhaenyra needs. Rhaenyra needs a strong and steady hand. And Daemon ain't never been nothing steady. And so Corlys is strong, is steady, he got respect, and he has wisdom, and he's about the only one in that castle with battle experience.
Come on.
And so to have, we just sat here in the beginning of the episode talking about, we all, the men, the women, the children, we all just know peacetime. So we don't know how to do this. But this man over here, this black man, know what's going on. And so bring him in here, give him some promotion, give him some power besides his deep voice, and let's start getting some stuff done. And that's what Rhaenyra was doing. She was starting finally now to move her chess pieces and move them forward, so we can actually do some more now.
Absolutely. I agree. I felt like it was one of her first strategic moves that I said, okay, Rhaenyra, because y'all know when Rhaenyra was pissing me off, because I'm like, girl, stand up, put your big girl panties on, and let's start making some moves. And so now we see Bayla. She went to go see her granddaddy, and he toe up real bad. And he says what? He says, listen, my wife wasn't enough for that heifer. Now she wants me too. Okay. And I was like, okay, that's displaced Corlys. Rhaenys volunteered. We all saw it, right? She did her big one, but that's what she wanted to do. And so he talks about, like one of you guys said earlier, I can just drift on the seas at this point. That's what I'm content doing. And she's like, you can't stop living. And I love the moment they shared where they talked about her grandmother and what it was like being in his castle now without her. And she extends to him the offer that Rhaenyra has made. And he's like, I don't know. I'm not saying anything right now. But he says, I do want to make you heir of Driftmark. We know that was one of Rhaenys' wishes before she passed. I think one of their last conversations, she talked about making Bayla heir to Driftmark, right? And so now that they're in this moment, she's like, baby, I'm a fire and blood. Okay. She said that this, your whole world, that's of salt and sea. And she was like, find somebody else, get somebody else to do it, basically. No disrespect, but I loved how Bayla now is standing in who she is, in her fullness, in her identity. I thought this was a beautiful scene. One of my favorite in the episode. Kay, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this? What did you think of her rejecting, the offer of becoming heir to Driftmark?
I think Bayla knows who she is right now. She knew exactly who her grandmother was. She's here for Rhaenyra. She's here to ride with Team Black. She's like, love you, Pops, but I've taken my position already. She's betrothed. She's already betrothed to a Valerian, So she's like, let me at least keep this part of me, because she's already gonna end up marrying to the Valerian name anyway because of Jace thus far. So she's like, I need to stand firm and stand strong in my dragon era right now.
Period. Dom, I'm gonna go to you next. What did you think about this moment that they shared? And did you think in this moment that he was going to accept the offer to become hand?
No, well, this moment probably to me was the best in the episode, and this was definitely like the best acting, the best dialogue in the episode. I love that the daughters are getting a little bit more to do. Even the daughter we see in the Veil got some lines. So I was happy to see that she got some lines. And, but Bayla is doing. We're seeing the kids grow up, because we see the same thing with Jace. We're seeing them grow up because it's wartime, so now you got to grow up quick. And we see the responsibility in Bayla, because it's a sign of maturity, because both of them do it. It's a sign of maturity to be able to be like, yeah, you're my elder. Yeah, you're my superior, and you're saying you want me to do something, but this is not what I want to do, and this is not actually the right thing to do. You're just saying this because you ain't got nobody else. But give it to somebody who deserves it, because you don't want me and my dragon in charge of all these boats. I'm not for the boats and hoes. And so, and it was great, because all that did was pave the way and send that man right to go get his son. Go on. Now, she almost told you verbatim, go get your son, let him grow his hair out and make him legitimate. That was what that scene was for. And I'm glad. And I think that I thought that Corlys was, I knew it was going to take some time, because he got to go and he got to think, he got to pray. And he got a light one for Rhaenys one more time, and then he was gone. I thought he was going to show up like at the end of the episode. He was going to walk through the hall, like, and then bend the knee and do some stuff. I guess we're going to wait for next episode. He going to wait. He got to wait for a dramatic moment. Every time Corlys do something, it's always a dramatic moment. He always coming in, interrupting somebody and making an entrance. So that's probably what he's going to do next episode. So that was fine with me.
I'm here for it. See, what did you think of that moment?
See, this is what happens when you let people brainwash your kids. Now they done brainwashed that girl, got her indoctrinated by marrying her off to the prince. Like it's too late for her. She already does. She's too far down the rabbit hole, y'all. We can't save her. But honestly, I can see it. Like, she's her daddy's daughter. He's a Targaryen. She being around them more. Her mother died when she was relatively young, so she's raised and married into that family. So I'm not mad at it, but I'm still mad at Rhaenyra for trying to get this man to come into work same day you find out your wife is dead. Please come in, clock in, black man.
Lord have mercy.
But I'm not mad at Bayla. She's just, she brainwashed at this point. Ain't nothing we can do. It ain't her fault.
Mercy.
Lord Jesus.
Now we are here with the small council, and Rhaenyra got to face our Alfred and the host, who still, again, where Daemon at? Because at the end of the day, you're a woman, You don't know what you're talking about. We need to go ahead and attack King's Landing because Vhagar down bad. He fought 2 dragons. She fought 2 dragons. And so they're at a commission. Vhagar's out of commission right now. Let's strike while they're weak before they really try to lift up another heir, right? Because that's, I think, the fear. They're going to start moving strategically at King's Landing. We need to show a strong offense in this moment. And she's like, what would you have me do? And I mean, they're basically telling her what they would, have her do. Dom, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about this interaction with the small council? Is it too much disrespect at this point? I feel like I want to chop off heads, like off with his head if I was Rhaenyra. I mean, because I need to show a show of power or something at this point.
This is what happens and this is the parallel between her and what we saw with Aegon and this is why you need, when you have a young ruler, especially a young, inexperienced ruler, that's why you need an older, experienced hand, because they just gonna run all over you. They were doing the same thing to Aegon, but when Aegon had Otto, we had some decorum in the small council meeting. When Otto was there, he was like, all right, look, we gonna act right. And we're going to speak with some deference. Even when they was talking around him, when Otto was there, they was at least trying to be slick about it. They wasn't openly being like, you don't know what you're talking about. But now that Otto gone, it was just whatever. And since Rhaenyra doesn't have anybody to do that, Rhaenys was trying, but it's nobody really to do that for her. That's what Corlys going to do. When Corlys standing next to her, I dare you say something out of pocket. You going to, yes. Your grace, and that's all I want to hear out of you. And so that's all it takes. Is the disrespect is from her youth, and of course from her being a woman. But as soon as you had that strong magical black man standing next to you, he's gonna be all good. Fix everything.
Not that magical Negro.
They fix everything. You know how it goes.
So, like I said in the so when it came to Amy, and I guess in this case as well with Rhaenyra, I'll give her this. It isn't the fault of the children; it's the fault of the daddy. This is the old sloppy zombie face king. It's his fault because he didn't raise these kids to rule. He raised them as an extension, kind of himself, but not in. But he wasn't really a ruler. Honestly, he was a peaceful king, and maybe he raised them to be in time of peace. But unfortunately, that is not where we found ourselves in today. Though Rhaenyra is well grown, a grown A woman, right? She doesn't get the same amount of grace as Aegon because he's a baby at this point. He's young and dumb. She grown, right? She grown. We're not going to deny this woman got like 5-6 kids. She's a grown. But
he said so do Aegon. He probably got 13 kids.
Oh, facts.
King's Landing.
But we can't. I understand her. She hasn't been taught to rule in times of war. Okay. They don't respect her because she's a woman. Okay. But at the same time, you took off about 3 weeks to go find your son after death, knowing that we was in a war. And now you want to come back like everything's Gucci, man. Like, no, we was trying to figure out things without you. And now you want to come back and have us figure out things with you. Ma'am, take a seat. That's what they should have told her. Like, ma'am, take a seat. You don't even know what you're doing for real. But she didn't have to call him out and be like, look, you've seen just as many wars as I have, which is true facts. But he ain't the only one at the table. I'm sure them old men done lived through times of war. There was plenty of old heads at that table, goddammit. And somebody knew what they was talking about. We just had to pan out to see who else had something to say. But we did it. But, it's okay. Well, I'll give it to Rhaenyra this time. She can take this one little W.
I mean, she did lose her baby, and war wasn't officially declared at that time. They were still figuring things out. I mean, but okay. Kay.
Rhaenyra is doing the best that she can at this point. Because listen, I'm gonna need Daemon to come back from his little smoke break after he done got mad, rode off on Caraxes, and he just had an attitude and just stayed there. They balanced each other because she was raised as a political strategist. He was raised as a war dog. They need to be together because he over there in Harrenhal running amok because he has not that he don't know how to talk to people like he's supposed to. He's not the diplomat type guy. And so he could have avoided some foolishness over there had she have known and been there to help. And they would be respecting her a lot more at that table if Damon there, because I guarantee you, if he was sitting there, none of them would be talking to Rhaenyra like they were. They wouldn't even tried it in his presence. And so she really gonna have to put her foot down with this, and she gonna have to actually make an example out of somebody. I don't know who it's gonna be, but she need to make an example out of one of them.
Do it ASAP. Do you hear me? Next thing we see Jace and Bayla having a private conversation, and he says, "Listen, let me go see Damon. Let me go on to Heron Hall and let me get Damon." He says, "Better yet, hold on. Let me think better of it, right? As I'm talking to Bayla, let me go see about the phrase. You know what I mean? Let me go see if I can parlay with them, because if we can get access to cross there, right, we won't be locked in by what they did at Rook's Rest," is what I gathered from that whole conversation, right? C, I'll start with you. What did you think about this plan? And we know you're Team Green, but what did you think about this idea? And Jay says, "And don't tell my mama." That was what he put on top of that. Don't tell my mama.
I like Jace. I like him. I feel like he got a little good heart. He wanted a few of the blacks that I feel like is really out here about
The way
something.
you say the blacks, man, I'm feeling some type of way.
I know, Team Blacks. Y'all ain't gonna act like that ain't Team Black now. Don't nobody clip this out and use it out of context. It's not black.
I said the back of the bus talking to you.
But no, I feel like he has good intentions, good heart. And he just needs something to do. He's tired of not being useless, right? He got his woman out here doing one of him. And even though they ain't really like, they're not super passionate yet at this point, they're babies, right? But that's his girl, that's his wife. And he feels like she's being put to use, but he isn't. So he feel like he got to be out here doing something. And he took the initiative, and I'm not mad at him.
Okay. C or K? I'm sorry. K.
Okay. Yeah, let me move, because now we're talking about Jace, the strong boys. Okay. we back with the strongs on this one. I was in there for this because he said, "Look, they ain't here talking to my mama crazy. And I need to go do something. And if I ask for permission, she gonna try to do the right thing because she a good person and talk me out of it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go, because especially since your daddy out here wilding and ain't came back and just left her. I'm gonna be a man to step up in this moment. Okay. I'm gonna do what my fathers would have wanted me to do. And that is stand up, play my role, and do my part, so they can start to show my mom some respect. Because what they doing right now, we can't have too much more of that.
They playing in her face, and I'm here for Jace. Jace is a good young man. Rhaenyra, I know how she feels. Listen, I know how she feels. Rhaenyra is a good mother. All her kids have some moral fortitude and character at this point that we've seen. I'm just gonna say, even little Luke, when he went out bad, you know what I'm saying? Dom, what did you think about this plan? Do you think that I think that he and Bayla are really a good match?
No, a great match. This was amazing, and immediately I was like, give them a spinoff. Like I immediately wanted episodes of just them and do their own thing, because that's how you know Rhaenyra is a good mother, because you've never seen Aegon consult his wife's sister for nothing. Not a thing. They barely talk. Like, but all of these boys are, even when they make mistakes, all of these boys are trying to do the right thing. Nothing they do has selfish motivations to it. They just trying to prove themselves. And so Jace doing this because he was about to make a mistake. It was no reason he needed to go to Heron Hall, because that wasn't gonna work for him. That's not, because Damon was gonna run all over him. He not. That ain't what he need to do. But he just need to do something. And so he went and talked to sometimes you gotta go talk to Bay. And Bay be like, look, let me redirect this energy into a more productive location. And That's what he did. And he went and talked to them. And I was worried. I was having Red Wedding flashbacks. And I was like, don't promise
Me
him.
too.
Don't promise them phrase something you can't deliver. Because, Lord Jesus, I can't see no more pregnant women stabbed in the belly. That's what I can't see. And so, but he did, to me, he did a good job. He was very much like a prince. And the only negative feelings I was feeling when he was there was Damon ain't gonna like that. When Damon hear about that, he gonna have a fit. But for the actual team, and I know Kay was talking about Damon need to come back to Dragonstone. Damon ain't leaving that castle. Damon won't see Damon and Rhaenyra didn't had their last conversation. They won't see each other again. And so we need to go ahead and put our pieces together so it's not that big of a loss when Damon go, because he on the way.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to go deep with the Jason phrase, because I said in my notes I have written, this is a bad idea. I don't trust them. Since Lord Walder Frey, I don't trust none of them phrase. Do you hear me? Because that don't just happen overnight. They made them like that. You know what I'm saying? Generational curses. That's how I felt. Kay, what did you think? What do you think about Bela and Jace? Did we already talk? Did we? Did I ask you? Oh, okay. Sorry, just kidding. Next, see you. Okay, listen, girl, I got all the slides. I'm like, what in the world? Okay, go for what you know, Blackwoods. We have Damon, honey, up out the bed. He's not dreaming right now. We're gonna get to that dream, but he's not dreaming right now. He is out with Caraxes, who I love. I love his dragon. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anytime I get scenes with the dragons, y'all know I'm here for it. And they meet with the Brackens, and the Bracken says, listen, come with the fire, because I'm not bending the knee. That's not how any of this works. And Damon kind of turned on a little bit. He's obstinate himself, so he likes people who are bound by the courage of their convictions. He says, these are the people we need on the team. Blackwoods, you might be a little bit bendy, but these Brackens, that's who I need. And so, and I didn't know what this meant in the moment. I said, is he on some sort of like freak off situation? Like when he said, you know what they like, you know what their weaknesses are. And I was like, what does that mean? What are y'all up to? I've been watching too much crazy stuff. I've been watching too much The Boys, I think. And so my mind went there automatically, but apparently his purposes were way more nefarious. This meant don't just go up against the military. They're unrelenting. I need you to go after the women, the children, the small folk, the innocents, right? And just cause damage, wreak havoc. See, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about this interaction and this plan going forward?
Look, I said it before. Lord Bracken got that dog in him. He had the most kahunas in this episode with Lord Bracken. Because how you gonna turn your back to the dragon? He said, "Fire me, B."
I was waiting for the flames. I said, "Don't turn your back on Damon. That's a bad idea."
That's me too, and it made me think like, okay, if these what are these people called? Is the river people or lake people or wherever they're from?
The river.
Yeah, it reminds me of if the Targaryens are like the royal royalty, like the British royalty, then the river folk, they're like the Scots, right? They're affiliated, but they don't mess with them like that. They're like, look, you gonna come down here, you're gonna listen to our rules. We don't give a damn about your little title. Forget you and your dragon. And I'm here for that energy. And also now that you bring it up, Damon's dragon, I don't like how it looks. I don't like that long neck of his, and the fact that Damon is a little impotent. It's like, oh, you just had to get the dragon with the long little shaft and neck. I see what's going on. He's trying to overcompensate for what's missing. But I love this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes of the episode because Lord Bracken, that man he stand on his beliefs, and I'm here for it.
Okay. Kay, what did you think of this? And what do you think of this plan? Damon need to stop with messing up the innocence, though. I don't like that part of Damon. And y'all know I kind of like Damon, but I don't like that part, Kay. What did you think?
That's why he need the balance of Rhaenyra. But the Brackens and the Blackwoods, their family battle is like gang wars. There are like Bloods and Crips out here. Like, it's just like every time it's like on site, they have nothing good to say about each other, and they're not going to do anything that looks like they agree with what the other says. Okay, it's on site every time. It's like off with their head. We have nothing for you each and every time. Don't have me do something that's gonna look like I'm in their favor. It's just not gonna happen. I'd rather die than do anything that associates with them. That's some food. And Damon knew, he's like, look, y'all got to realize they ain't never gonna get along. Okay, and y'all gonna have to move accordingly because they ready to die for this shit.
Listen, we're gonna get into when the people come for them, but I said, oh yeah, the Brackens aren't ones to be played with. You get them on your team, they're on your team forever. Dom, what did you think about this?
You think Damon would have been got enough of going after the little kid, but he only know scorched earth. He only know how to go full tilt, but he thinking about the battle. He's not really thinking about the entire war. And that's the difference with Damon, because the thing is with Damon, even if this worked, even if they was like, yeah, all right, we bend the knee, you done got this whole, if you would have got this whole army together with Brackens and Blackwoods, they got to go camp together, they got to sleep together, they got to fight together. Y'all wouldn't have made it to war because they'd have killed each other. And so you're not thinking stuff through. You just want people to do what you say. And this isn't the Damon of season one. This isn't the Damon. This is also in Damon in his right mind. He done the witch that he keep listening to, that he won't, that I don't understand how these witch women, and I'm gonna say witch women because we on stream, but these witch women are the devil. You're not supposed to listen to witch women. And I'm gonna put my Dr. Umar hat. Stop it. Stop it. But Damon is spiraling, and all it's going to do is, this is actually going to be good for Rhaenyra in the long term, because they're associating all these things with Damon. And so when Damon time comes, and then we get some real Targaryens in there with some authority, then they're gonna be like, okay, well, now that you got that man out of here, we're gonna do what you need me to do. But this was just Damon trying to flex, and he flexed too hard.
Yeah, it wasn't a good plan. And I'll say this, Alice, witchcraft and wizardry, Rivers is not one to mess with, not one to play with. We're gonna get all into her because she's crazy like a fox, like they say in the 5 Heartbeats, crazy like a fox. Okay, so she's coming off real bizarre, and where she's going to be the end of Damon. I'm thoroughly convinced of it, because you can't. They got the magical Il Nana, and it's not a good look. When he taps that, it's over. Okay, now we're back to Rhaenyra. And I was like, finally some delegating. Now White Worm, whatever her name is, Massaria, y'all help me, Massaria, is like, girl, you ain't got to do everything yourself, and wars aren't just won on the battlefield. There's more than one way to fight this war, okay? And you can delegate. And I'm like, finally, somebody telling give her some wisdom. White Worm, give her some knowledge, give her some understanding. Massaria, yeah, okay. So yeah, in this moment, I was like, finally. So, and we'll get to the servant girl that they're going to send out. But I thought this was sage advice. Again, another point for Team Black, because I said, finally, we're moving in the right direction. Kay, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this interaction? Is this going to be a new confidant advisor? We know she's master of whisperers now, but do you think it's going to get deeper than that for them?
I hope that she continues to be an ally and that nothing happens to White Worm, because I think sometimes it just takes just one person believing in you, and that things can work out for Rhaenyra to say, okay, I guess I can make some moves now. I guess we could do something now. Like you think this can work? This can work? Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Like somebody to just like, instead of like going against her constantly, it's kind of like a sigh of relief to say, I'm on your team. We're going to strategize together. We got this.
Yep. C.
White Worm, earning that check earning that check. We let her see it. This is a loyal woman. She's going to get the job done every time. Let's get it done every time. This is the type of person Rhaenyra needs in her corner. And honestly, the type Allison needs on her team. But they forever, hating on my girl. But I love discernment. Like it's been acting a little funny, I'm sure. This is White Worm has been in the streets, lived her life, and she has a lot of street wiseness about her. She has that still, and it's shown in this episode. And she's a great ally to have. Rhaenyra did her big one by adding her to the team. I can't even hate on the girl.
Okay, Dom. Okay, I want you to look at Alexa's question here. This lady is a hustler. Can she be trusted? I want you to answer that, Dom.
Yeah, Massaria can be trusted as far as, and I said this a couple of episodes, Massaria can be trusted as long as her life isn't in danger. So at this point, I think Massaria can be trusted all the way until they at the gate. Now, if something happened and we at Dragonstone and them greens at the gate and they about to come in, don't look to Massaria to have your back. She's gonna disappear in a puff of smoke. But up until that point, when we strategizing, when we scheming, when we over here, because she don't got to get her hands dirty. So we over here, and I'm just standing next to you, and I'm relatively safe. Then cool, it's good. I'm on your team. But the moment it's a sword out that's coming from my neck, then it's every man for himself. That's what I think about Massaria. But I do think that she can be like a Missandei.
Okay, to Dany.
Yeah. I think she can be like that because all these Targaryen women need a little ethnic girl to have their back, and they need an ethnic girl on one side and a black man on the other side. And that's the Dany trifecta, and so that's what Rhaenyra needs. That's the formula right there. And so that's what she collecting them ethnic infinity stones. And that's what's gonna give her the power. So yeah, no, it's cool. I think Massaria gonna be good for a while.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Everybody answered that one, right? Okay, perfect. I skipped this one, not intentionally, but I had to go back because I thought it was important. And Raina got a little bit of shine. She got a few lines, right? And we're gonna talk about it because she talked about it. And she meets Lady Jane Eyre, right? And they're into it. And Lady Jane Eyre is formidable, I think, to say the least. She's got her own motives. She's got her own intentions. And y'all help me out because in Game of Thrones, I heard her name often, and I didn't know if she had descendants that had the same name as her or if they were referring to these days. You know what I mean? Because often they would go back into the histories and talk about people. I know Arya did that a lot, Sansa too, when they were doing their studies. But Lady Jane Eyre, that name sounds so familiar to me. But yeah, she's kind of snotty. She's like, listen, you were here at my pleasure. Because Raina was getting slick because she said she sent you with 2 baby dragons. Listen, I got dogs out there that could whoop them dragons. Like, it's not that. And Raina's like, listen, they'll get grown. Be glad you got what you got. I don't want to be here anyway. And Lady Jane, I'm gonna expect you at dinner. Remember, I just don't like being out of control or feeling, some kind of way. See, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think of Lady Jane, honey? And what did you think of this interaction between she and Raina?
She's giving prejudice. Something about her just she says the N-word. I don't like her. Something about her is a little prejudice. I won't say racist. I don't think she's to that extent, but and she hated having that black girl in her house, but she ain't gonna say too much because she did get them little baby dragons. That's what it is. That's what it's giving.
Oh,
and
I didn't get that at all. I did think she was a woman who knew her own mind. I didn't get the racism vibe. I just got, I didn't get what prejudice. I want vibe.
She's a little prejudiced, not racist. She's not full flown, hood yet, but she definitely got a little prejudice in it. And but I thought that this was good to give Raina like some footing, some autonomy, and we got to see a little bit more. We got to see her have share her opinions, and I thought this was an important moment for her. So I like seeing it.
Yeah, stand up, Raina. Dom, what do you think of this interaction? What do you think of Lady Jane? Is she prejudiced a little bit?
No, I think she just bougie. That's what it's giving. She been up in the Vale, And the Vale, well, first of all, the area
Interesting.
as a name of this area, everybody else got a real name. You know, you got River Run, you got King's Landing. It's a real. The Vale is a bougie name for this area, and she walking around in silk. She, you know, this is just the bougie area, and she bougie, and then she just don't want Raina looking a little uppity and know your place. That's all it is. That's all it is. You ain't used to these white tablecloths, and I need you to act accordingly. That's all that I got from her. And I'm just happy to see a woman in the Vale that's not that lady from Game of Thrones. That weird
Oof,
lady who was breastfeeding a grown
that
man.
8-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just glad that we got to see the blood, the Aaron line before it got to this point. And
Lord
so
have mercy.
I'm just hoping. I wonder if we're gonna get to see like the moon door. I just want to see somebody get thrown out the moon door again. That's not Raina, obviously, but I want to see that was my favorite part about being in Vale was somebody get thrown through the moon door.
Oh, Lord.
You know, she be all right. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Ain't she worried about all these dragons? Ain't nobody thinking about you. Like, ain't nobody coming here. No, nobody want what you got right now. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Chill out. It's not about you. See, that's why she bougie. She think everybody worried about her. Ain't nobody thinking about the Vale. You ain't got nothing nobody want right now. So just chill.
Oh, okay, Kay.
You know, she might be a little uppity because the Vale needs nothing. Nobody wants to go over there because it's hard to attack them. It's hard to get over there, okay?
Mhm.
And they're like, it's fine because they have all the resources they need. The land is fertile. They got all these mountains around. They castle is nice. They need nothing from no one. And so she's like, you know, y'all need my help and
Y'all
protection
need
at
me.
this point. Y'all need me right here. And she already knows that she's, you know, she's she's tough out in these streets. She done knocked off any family member, the males that done try to come and take her place. You really think that they wanted her to be over the Vale?
Mm-mm.
She already look. If I can
She
take
look
the
out of
dudes out, exactly. I like it's up. Anytime you need to. I just want you to know I ain't the one to play with. But you know, come on and get your food because we eat good over here.
now. We don't have to spend any time on this, but I'm just like, be safe, Alinda. Okay, they done sent you out here to King's Landing like a sheep to the slaughter. I hope you know what you're doing. I hope White Worms people can be trusted. But yeah, I wasn't gonna spend a ton of time. This is where I
But
wanted
I
to
did.
get to.
I did. I
Okay.
don't know if everybody noticed, but the servant girl that she went and talked to was the same servant girl that Aegon essayed in back all the way back in season one.
Oh, okay.
Went to do some whispering to see what was going on in King's Landing
Mm-hmm.
with the house servant. So
Okay. And yeah, so now we are back to Harrenhal. Okay. And this is before the dream, right before, I believe, the dream. And he's talking to Alice, and they're in the courtyard actually before this starts. He's working because he's like, listen, we got to make repairs. Harrenhal is a mess. He gets with Sir Simon and he's like, listen, we need to start. Listen, I'll even put something in the pot for it because I can't live in this the ghetto. I can't keep living this way. Damon's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so as he's down there, he starts to hear screams. And he's looking up and looking around and looking down and looking everywhere and bumps into Alice Witchcraft and Wizardry Rivers. And she like, what you do, Damon? Damon, what you did? The innocents, they're screaming. You know, I hear them. You out here on these maniac missions. That's not how this is supposed to work, Damon. I already told you your time is limited. Is this really what you want to be out here doing? Kay, I'm gonna start with you, sis. What did you think about this interaction? What you think Alice got for Damon? What does she have for
you
him?
know, I know somebody that read the books, and I was trying to squeeze some spoilers out of them. And the only thing that I could get was that listen to everything that this lady says, because she mean every word of it. She might speak in code sometimes, but what she's saying, everything she's saying is real. Like she really ain't playing no games. She might be giving y'all some, Batman Joker riddles real quick, like, but she mean every word of it, every word. So remember everything. Remember it, write it down, take a picture, because she mean everything. It all means something, and Damon is not listening like he should be. He needs to listen, and he ain't paying her no mind, but he should be.
Damon's fault in these moments is that he is so singular focused, like he's just focused on what's right in front of him right now, and that's it. And I think that's his biggest issue, because I'd be having my own little, what do they use, a tablet, a quill, whatever. I'd be writing down notes because she's dropping stuff every chance she gets, and also he keeps drinking everything she's making. So Dom, what say you? I know how you feel about Alice, witchcraft and wizardry. We saw what happened in Bad Boys 3, right? When he had the baby with the witchcraft and wizardry. What
exactly.
happens?
The witch. But you gotta look in this show. Anytime you got a pale woman who speaks weirdly that don't blink, you need to listen to her. Like whether it's Alice or whether it's Helena. Yeah, Helena. Yeah, well, whoever it is, then the people you need to be listening to, because they telling you something. But Moaning Myrtle over here is getting on my nerves because
not the HP reference, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all remember Myrtle?
Getting on my nerves. Because she, well, really, is Damon is getting on my nerves, because why is this the person you listened to? But I know we're gonna talk about the dream, but I just know that he gonna have another one of these dreams, and then he gonna wake up and it's not gonna be his mom, is gonna be her, and then I'm gonna tap out. But what I think, and I think now fully that she's probably I don't know if she was in the book, but I think now she kind of intimating that she's a ward because she listening to the wind. I think she's just looking through animals and looking through weirwood trees, and she can see more than Damon thinks she can see. And yeah, she might tell you a riddle. She ain't gonna tell you a lie.
Listen.
And so you need to, but this is the last person Damon gonna see. Like Damon is going to die. He gonna die in his castle, like she said, and the last thing he gonna hear is her voice in his head saying something weird, and so this is all I'm looking forward to, because at this point I'm ready for it.
Y'all know I said it when we first met her, and she was talking about she was supposed to be a tree owl. I said, "Oh, she the three-eyed raven. She's a warg. She's one of them. She's something. She's something special.
She got a lazy eye. She the three-eyed raven. One of them eyes is lazy. She ain't got it all.
See,
I got a couple. I don't know if maybe it's too much the boys as well, but is this woman really here? Is she an astral projection? Because I don't ever see nobody interact with her ass but Damon. And it's like, is anyone else seeing her but him, right?
Sir Simon looks at her crazy, it seems like sometimes. I want to say,
has anybody talked to her besides Damon?
Because even when old dude came in after she made a little hint about, oh, you never knew your mother, dude just almost damn near walked right through her. And she disappeared almost entirely when frame. I'm like, where'd she go? We ain't see her leave. She just popped out of nowhere. But yeah, something I'm like, is he hallucinating her too? I don't know. But Damon, one thing about Damon, he ain't got no type. He gonna marry him a Lenore or whatever her name is. He gonna get with Rhaenyra. He gonna get with White Worm. He like the crew all look the same in the dark. He like whatever. And when Dream, we see what he really getting down with, because he definitely has some things going on there.
But
I'm very suspicious anyone else can see this woman but him, because it's as much as he's been hallucinating, I wouldn't be surprised if she's either elsewhere and astral projecting herself, or he's just like, hallucinating.
We'll see. And I do wonder,
bewitched at this point, because she giving me real Children of the Forest vibes. The whole haunted castle is bewitched, so she could be there. She might not be there. It probably depends on what she want everybody to see.
Because baby, y'all probably can't see it, but that bottom middle picture is them people, and they said, "Listen, we are spiritual people. You in the forest, you in our land. And I said, oh, Damon, you not gonna be long for this earth because the people don't like you. And so this one is entitled Damon Dreams of His Mama and Other Mischief. Okay. And so he in the bed having a whole wet dream. And I said, who is this Targaryen woman? I had to go back in my mind and I said, is this Viserys's wife? She was kind of
Right.
giving, like,
That's
they
what I
look kind of
thought.
similar, right?
That's what I thought.
But then she starts talking about, baby, you should have been king. You would have been better. Too bad you were born second. And then it's like mama. But it was mama after he was eating that cootie cat. Like he ate it like it was Sunday dinner. Okay. And I said, why did I have to see that and then hear that and then know that it was the mama? And then, of course, Sir Simon comes and wakes him up. We're going to break this slide in a couple pieces because that was a lot to unpack. Dom, I'm going to start with you. It seems like it's hitting you very hard. So I want to get this raw emotion reaction. What did you think?
I'm sorry, because when she said my favorite son part, I was like, oh, that's why he was eating it like that. He said it tastes like home. But yeah, I've been here before. But this is because he hallucinating people that you've like passed, like Ghost of Christmas Past type of situation. This is what to me that was telegraphing that he's going to die, because you starting to see the people of your past. You're gonna start seeing people you've done wrong. You starting to hallucinate a lot, and you only seeing women. You see what I'm saying? You only seeing the women that you either had or wanted to have. And why is Damon so consumed by the women in his life? Because he not getting these emotions out with Viserys. He's not seeing Viserys and getting that anger out. He's not seeing his dad and getting that anger out. He's seeing all these women that he want to be inside or have been inside or came out of and got back in. And so is to me, is Alice spinning him in a circle, and because she gonna keep spinning him until he dizzy, and then at the right moment she gonna send him in a direction that's gonna go off a cliff. And so this to me is one of those parts of the season where it's just a build up to the season finale where it all gonna come to a head. And so
yeah, because I mean, we talked to Alice and I thought that was interesting because it kept popping up throughout the episode, even in different areas of it, right? At one point, Bela is talking about how Maelys was his mother's dragon, but he couldn't claim her, right? And so that was a thing. Alice approaches him and is like, that's why your mama ain't like you, or whatever she said to him. Mm-hmm. You can tell that there are kind of deep-seated, deep-rooted mother issues that he had, of course, being the second son, problematic, for all of the reasons, that comes with that. Kay, what did you think about the dream, friend? What did you think about it?
I was just like, what? Y'all had to give us an Oedipus complex. Like, I mean, y'all know y'all be deep in the incest streets, but this was a new level of low.
Yeah,
y'all went to hell with this one. And we get that Damon didn't really, he didn't have a relationship with his mom because, as most women in this era, they don't really live that long, clearly. And so it was just, him and, Viserys and what's the name? And, he needed that maternal love. He wanted that maternal love.
Like Aemon.
Just like Aemon. Yeah. Just like Aemon. And they really have issues stemming from their mothers. And yet they're taking it out on everyone else. They're making it everybody else's problem that they got issues with the one woman they were supposed to love first.
See, what say you about this dream?
It was gross, like nasty. Freud is turning in his grave because he knew he was these folks nasty out here in these streets. I think it's interesting that it definitely parallels Aemon, like, but with Aemon, he wants that motherly love, so he go after the old lady prostitute, right? But for whatever reason, Damon, he wanted him a little young thing when he was going after his niece. So it's weird that he still he's over his mother like that. It's just like, what's is it going? I don't know. But to find out that it was his mother the whole time. Second son syndrome. Like Allison, find his way, and it's sick and nasty to be on the watch list. I've said it before. Say it again. Yeah, it's just, and I wonder how long it is until his demise. If it's going this season, I don't think so. Maybe, but it ain't
him through the end of this season.
I don't think replacement. That's what's going on. They're trying to replace him with likeness. Damon does go because he's got to die. They already so I think it might be season, not this season.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get Damon throughout this entire season. I think we'll have him through the finale, at least. But so then the other mischief, right? So again, he's in bed having his wild dreams, and Sir Simon wakes him up because Sir Simon is always the one who wakes him up, and he's like, "Yeah, we've got news." And he's like, "Why are you waking me out of my sleep? Why are you waking the king?"
Get to the good part.
And he says, "Listen, the Brackens decided to bend the knee and they're going to be on board. But we have a minor issue and I need you to come out to the hall so you can see him and you can talk to him." He's like, they don't know not to disturb their king from his slumber. And I said, oh Lord, he's about to chop somebody's head off is what I thought, right? When we get out there. But when he gets out to the main room, he starts hallucinating. And who pops up but Lena? And I'm like, girl, what are you doing here? And she says to him, have you seen about our children? Wars breaking out everywhere. The world is a mess. Have you seen our girls? Meanwhile, he's got an angry mob of the Brackens who don't give a darn who Damon thinks he is. And they said, we're not going to bend our knee to an interloper. You out here messing with innocents. They're carrying your banner. They're doing it loud and proud. What you gonna do about it? And again, he's hallucinating Lena right here. So he's not even fully engaged fully. And they skedaddled out of there before he could even raise his sword. See, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think about this interaction?
It's I feel like it did a lot to move the story forward, right? But like I said, this is episode we're getting a lot of pieces moving. We're getting a lot of things falling into place. Get to see.
Okay. Okay, Dom.
Am I breaking up?
Oh.
Go ahead.
I mean, I always like to see Lena just because I like this actress and I wish she was in the show more alive. And so it was great. I think that the people, part of the representation of the people that he's seeing are representing different aspects of his personality and his guilt. And I feel like he has guilt with Lena. I feel like he has guilt with Rhaenyra. I feel like he has almost a survivor's guilt with his mom. So in addition to like the nurturing thing, I feel like these are all, that's why I was like, this is the Christmas Carol thing, because he's seeing these ghosts of past, present, and I feel like these are just different aspects of his life. And so Lena is, to me, the heart of Damon, like the nurturing part, the aspect of him that wanted to be a husband and a father. It's a small part. That's why we don't see her that often. It was a small part, but it was there. And I think he does feel some guilt over how much he wasn't the father, especially after she died. He just kind of was, Damon Papa was a Rolling Stone, so he's gonna move on to something else. And he let these folks walk out on him, and that's, to me, the biggest indication of Damon's mental state and the decline of it, because he just letting the whole group of folks disrespect him like that is not Damon. And this is the same man that cut somebody's head off in front of the whole council in the throne room.
Sliced it.
Yeah, so I told my man he keep his tongue. So I think that this was just an indicator of how far the mental decline of Damon has gone. So we just do a little checkpoint to see how far he goes. So when he becomes the Mad Prince at the end of this season, we're not surprised.
Absolutely. And I put it in the comments, but yeah, we definitely saw a softer side of Damon when he was with Lena. That's the softest side we saw. when he was reading to Bela and teaching her High Valyrian. I said, oh, like, you know, Daddy Damon. But that didn't last for long, okay?
Now, all them people coming in there with their complaints and they shouts and they waking him up and out of his sleep, he dreaming about his ex-wife, the one that he didn't kill, like he did the rest. and they come in there all angry and stuff. And the thing he worried about was being called king. And your grace. I said, now, Damon, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? That's the only important part right there is that everyone sees you and addresses you as the king. Like you don't care about what happened to these people, how they talking to you right now, you know, that you got a problem on your hands. It's like, no, it's his grace. I am the king. That's what you call the husband of the queen. What else am I gonna be? Like y'all just need to get that part right. I'm like, you got bigger problems right now, Damon. You got a whole lot of other fish to fry.
When Sir Simon says, when he asked, what would you call me? He said, king, consort. He said, do we have to add that little bit on the end of it? Yes. Yes, Damon. Yes, we do. We also hear from Damon in this moment, and I didn't bring it up when we had him up there with Alice, Witchcraft and Wizardry Rivers, but his plan, right? Once they make it to King's Landing and assume the throne, he wants to reign as queen. He said Rhaenyra can come if she wants to. But they'll never follow her, right? It'll be me and her side by side. That's what it's going to be. We have 60 people in the building. Thank y'all for being here. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe on everyone's channel. I believe almost everyone is streaming. And I've got a little dedication to Allison I want to play. We will be back in just a moment in 2 and 2, right?
Love Rookie. She give him all the cookies, but cookies on this girl is kinda loosey-goose. Take her off the shelf and they put her on credit. 30 days later they return it and regret it. Use like a dish rag, dump with a hashtag. I blame it on that shit must be bad. Broken. Maybe it's dry as hell. Maybe it really smells broken. Maybe it's really rough. Maybe it's had enough broken. Nobody wants you cause you got a broken. Nobody wants you cause you got a broken. Love Rookie. She give him all the cookies, but cookies on this girl is kinda loosey-goose. Take her off the shelf and they put her on credit. 30 days later they return it and regret it. Use like a dish rag, dump with a hashtag. I blame it on that shit must be bad. Broken. Maybe it's dry as hell. Maybe it really smells broken. Maybe it's really rough. Maybe it's had enough broken. Nobody wants you cause you got a broken. Nobody wants you cause you got a broken. Love Rookie. She give him all the cookies, but cookies on this girl is kinda loosey-goose. Take her off the shelf and they put her on credit. 30 days later they return it and regret it. Use like a dish rag, dump with a
broken coot nanny is what she's got, y'all. It's broken. It's broken. And I'm going to read her real quick. It just has to be this way, y'all. It's broken. The cat is broken. There is no way. On God's grace. Let Big Sis talk to y'all in the chat. There is no way. All right. I'm gonna just speak from me, right? There's no way I'm going to be busting it back open, throwing it out at every single draw leg, every chance I get, letting you release seed, right? There's no way that I'm going to be riding it like the rodeo show every single night. Do you hear me? I want to make it crystal clear, okay? And when we get in front of some folks, you pay me dust. Act like you don't know me. Act like you don't hear me. Act like I didn't just give you the best 15, 20 minutes of your life. the night before. There is no way. Something is broken. Something is bad. Something is foul. Something is wrong with that cootie cat. Everybody can't be doing that. I mean, the man that you done sold your foot pics to, he ain't stand up for you, sis. And the man that you bending it over backwards every chance you get played in your face in this council meeting. I'm not even going to break the scene down. I'm going to let somebody else do it. I'm going to start with you, Dom. Because there's no way. Dom, there's no way. There's no way. Talk to us about what happened.
There's absolutely no way. So we in the small council meeting, and we come to the decision because the Grand Maester is like, this man, well, he's not gonna make it. We don't know, and they make the decision to invoke the 25th Amendment of the United States, and we gotta, the line of succession has to be maintained, and so somebody got to rule in his stead, and we need a regent. And Allison, then that's the problem. That was the first problem. Is Allison nominated herself? Like, come on, stop it. that don't ever work. And she nominated herself. It's like, well, while we're here, I'm already standing in front of y'all, so might as well give me the job because I did it once. And they was like, no. And the problem is that the Lannister, the whole council was like, you did it in peacetime. This is wartime. And also, we have an heir now that we can put in this slot. See, when Viserys was out of pocket, there wasn't anybody really to put in that spot. And so, but now we do. We got Aemon. He already been to war. He can show strength. This is the boy. And she in front of everybody is talking bad about her son. See, she should have known right then to be like, oh yeah, she don't know how to play the background. See, she want to be in the spotlight. She don't know how to play the background, and she want everybody to think that she can do it and she's capable and treat her like an equal. And no, because you're not. And so they push her to the side, and she looked to Larys, and Larys wasn't backing her up. And then she looked to Kristen Cole. Kristen Cole couldn't even give her eye contact. Kristen Cole didn't look up from his table. Kristen Cole was like, look, Kristen Cole still probably had her because you don't take baths. So she was still probably on him under that suit. And he was just like, Damon's next in line. Aemon's next in line. That's who it should be. And she kind of went back. She sat down with her tail between her legs. And Aemon was sitting there ready. He knew how this was going to go. He stood up, picked a little marble up, and was ready to go. And Allison is... Cersei would never. Cersei would never. And this is the only reason that this is happening is because Kristen Cole, her Allison ain't better than Rhaenyra. He's still like, oh, Rhaenyra had better. It was better when I had Rhaenyra, and you still ain't better than that. So that's why you ain't got my loyalty, because he's still mad about Rhaenyra. He don't really care about you.
Mute it. You're muted, babe.
I said, run it back. Y'all can go to my recap. I said the same thing. I said, he'd never do Rhaenyra like that. If Rhaenyra kept giving him that cat, listen, he was locked and loaded. He was willing to go to war about it. Do you hear me? He would have never did my girl Rhaenyra like that. Kay.
That is the look of someone who has just everything has hit at one time. Like the country folks say, the grits hit the fan in that very moment. And nobody was even there to comfort her, because Otto at least would have saw this face that she had right now when she realized, dang, I can't even sell feet pics no more. I've been giving old boy the business every night, and he just gonna play me to the left. This son that took over my spot, he know I should be at the head of the table. He literally walked past me like he knew what the plan was, and then moved forward with the plan without even consulting me. Aemon ain't even look in her direction. He just took his little globe and got up and sat down and said, let's go to work, because I had this figured out. Again, Cersei would never. She was always 2 steps ahead. Okay. Dany would never. She always had a plan to the backup plan. Allison, step your game up, okay? You don't even deserve the title as the queen, because this is not queen behavior right now. Okay, this is she gonna go cry in the car.
Yeah, I mean, this gave brand new meaning to take your ball and go on. You know what I'm saying? He picked up his ball and went to the head of the table. But even outside of that, I just want to expound on a little bit. And see, I'm going to give you the floor, absolutely, to defend your person. Okay, I really am. But I got to get this off my chest. You would think that after all them years, you knew your cat. You know, ain't nobody dying for your cat. Okay, you not Cersei, cause brother, he was finna go. Do you hear me? Jamie, all about that Cersei cat was gonna lose arms, legs, whatever it took, eyes, whatever. But I'm saying, you know, your cat ain't working like that. We knew that in the last couple episodes that it wasn't functioning on that level. And so what I needed you to do in the moment they got back home and you saw Aemon looking how he was looking, that he was up to no good, you needed to get a raven. You needed to write out a note to your daddy and get him back in King's Landing to get some advice. But you didn't even do that. So again, I have no pity, no empathy, no remorse. You got what you deserved, and them unhinged, shaky, crazy eyes. Like she had the Armand eyes, y'all. If y'all watch Interview with a Vampire, you remember when his eyes were shaking? That's how she looked sitting up at that table. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, and I think
people that just got caught up. That's the look of getting caught up.
That's what that was. But see, I'm going to give you the floor, madam, and you talk to us about what happened. And hold on, let me fix it. Hold on, friend. Let me get you right so that you can you can do this properly. There you go.
Y'all playing games with Allison because we're not gonna keep trying to compare her to Rhaenyra and when her 12-year-old coup. Because the only reason Crispy was gone off of Rhaenyra was because he was a virgin himself. He was down with the code. He ain't never had nothing before Rhaenyra. That's why he was gone off of her like that. And Allison, she's still trying to do her best. Like she already know Aemon ain't all the way there. She's trying to protect the kingdom. By like, look, I have the experience. I was kind of running things when my husband was damn near in the grave. And via Otto, I'm sure if she probably would have been named the queen, she would have got her daddy back in there. We already know what's up. She's not about to leave Otto things. But to say that her coup ain't working, y'all mess up. She done birth all them kids. Y'all think that coup ain't working? That's what I'm gonna say. She know what she's doing a little bit. But she's trying. She knows her children. I've been saying that since the beginning of it. She knows her children, and she knows that Aemon ain't what needs to happen for this kingdom. Because he's just going to make things worse because he's so vengeful. We do see at the end of the episode when they do like a flash of the next episode. She was saying, "Isn't haven't you had your vengeance? It's like it's never going to be enough for Aemon." And she sees that, and she's trying to spare the kingdom because no one else in that circle sees it, but she know her kids. Right. And I just feel bad. And honestly, we see that Crispy, he was trying to look out for her in his own way, in his own deluded, mansplaining way. He was trying to look out for her. He said, look how they doing Rhaenyra. How are we going to put you up there, bro? Like, really? Like he's living in the times that he's in. So I'm not even mad at him too much because I don't expect much from him to begin with. But we ain't gonna act like Allison ain't had the best intentions here. She was trying to spare the kingdom, but here we are. Now they have to get the wrath of Aemon.
You know what I'm gonna say about Aemon though? He came in there, he was just waiting for the platform. He said he had the plan. He just needed his moment. And so he came down, and the one thing he did that I said, Aemon, I'm happy. And I'm not even Team Green, but y'all know I like Aemon. When he said, take down them dadgum rat catchers, I said, see, we finna clean up King's Landing. We're about to at least clean it up. Vic says it might not be broken, but it's for sure tired. And it is.
I'm tired.
And it is.
Tired,
Shmi says droopy Alice snatch.
Oh no.
Ooh. TP says, nah, that old man put miles on it last and did. But it didn't take much. He couldn't do much, and she wasn't riding it like a rodeo show. He probably got up there and did his business like Mr. in Color Purple.
No, it wasn't doing that even on Viserys, because every time Rhaenyra came back, as soon as he saw Rhaenyra got her way. He never stood on Alicent for
That's true
nothing.
too.
Like,
It wasn't even good.
it wasn't working on
That's
Viserys like
very
that.
Dang.
That's why I don't like her too. She always get everything she wants. Don't have to try for nothing. That's why she a crap queen, because she don't ever have to try for nothing in her life.
And Kay coming here with straight facts. I didn't even see this one until right now. She said King Robert Baratheon never got over Lyanna Stark. He was in love with her, and baby, he said, "Take me to the tomb."
He
When
didn't
he
want to
came
get
back to the
remarried.
north, listen, he said, "Cersei, who? Woman, get out my face! I'm about to see my woman." Like,
And that's the same Lyanna Stark that got the Targaryen man to go and die to save her in the tower, to put her up in the Tower of Joy. She started a rebellion over her stuff.
baby,
That means
they knew how to use that cat. Listen,
Alicent can't start a fist fight over her.
Kay said Jorah ain't even get none and went to the ends of the earth for Dany. Got grayscale, healed from grayscale, left, went on a mission, a voyage, came back, all about Dany. He said, "Baby, do what you want to do to me. I know what I did.
Please, just look
But
at
I
me.
love
Just
you."
look at me.
We're not gonna act like Rhaenyra can't even get her husband to come home with that cootie cat. So let's keep it real. Her man done left, ain't looked back since. If we talking about Taya Cootie.
But Rhaenyra got somebody she gave it to once in King's Landing. It's still twisted up. He getting something every night and can't get over Rhaenyra.
Listen,
Because he hate
went
her.
to a
'Cause he
whole
hate her.
But about Aemon, we was talking about how Aemon is the epitome of how they tell you to be in management. Because when you in management, they tell you, even if you don't make the right decision, come in and be decisive. Come in and act like you in charge. Because he was making some dumb decisions, even in that little scene. Like cutting the rat catchers down was cool, but he was like, when they was telling him about the small folk, he said, lock them. They trying to leave, lock them up. I don't care. Put them up. I don't care about the small folk. Lock the door and move on. But he was like, look, when you come into the boardroom, when you come into the meeting and you say stuff with you assertive, then people just think it's the right decision if you're confident enough. And that's what Aemon is. Aemon is just gonna be confident, he's gonna be decisive, and it's gonna sound good until it don't work.
It's gonna sound good until it don't. And we already know what's gonna happen. But now we are with the phrase. And I thought this dynamic was so interesting, y'all, because Lady Frey had more to say than Lord Frey. I said, "Oh, right. Sis, so you run LA, like you run it over here, the twins, right?" And I was actually kind of here for her, but basically, again, he's like, "We need access to run people through, right? We need a way." And she said, "Okay, well, do we get your protection?" He said, "Sure. Absolutely. Well, I got my dragon right out there, out parked out back. First of all, I'm bringing my dragon up front with me. I'm going to be on dragon back as we have this parlay, because I don't trust none of y'all. But anyway, I digress." And so they're like, "But we also want something else. We see that y'all gonna have an empty Harrenhal. What's gonna happen with that? We want it." And he said, "You want Harrenhal?" They said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's gonna cost you more. That's going to require some knees bent, right? That's going to require some fealty." And they looking like, "We have a deal." Kay, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about this interaction and Jace putting his grown man draws on and making business happen?
As I said, that's he one of them strong boys, okay? He made him strong, okay? He got good genes and he got good sense, okay? Jace, unlike some sons, was raised right. Okay. All Rhaenyra's sons was raised the right way. And you can see it in this interaction here. Okay. He ain't starting no mess. He ain't starting no drama. He ain't threaten nobody. He said, "I do got my dragon just in case, some stuff pop off. I'ma be ready. But I come to you in peace and let's talk like grown folk." So what do we need to do to get this little alliance together?
Mm-hmm. See,
you clocked it, because Lady Frey had a lot to say, child, and Lord Frey was just there eating his food. He was just quiet as a mouse. And I love it. And the fact that they said, "Who coming over here?" "Oh, it's Jace. He don't get to come in. Let's just meet him on the bridge, child. Let's just meet him on the bridge." Don't put out the china. Don't even clean up. We about to be right here on this bridge, and we're going to talk about it outside. The disrespect, right?
And you know, it made me think of the Lord Walder Frey again with the salt and the bread and all that, because you know that means you have supposed to have protection. I was like, Lord Jesus, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, see.
And Jace held his own. He did a little something. He was like, "Oh, you scared of Vega, who a league away? My dragon right out the door. Like, if you really trying to get something, be scared of me, right?" He threw his little weight around, right? But I wonder, did he give too much? Like, did he? What he doesn't really have his mother's permission, the queen's permission. She don't even know he's there. So I wonder how this is going to play out, because he's doing it as if she's well aware, but she's none the wiser. So I'll be interested to see how, you know, the where the cards fall. But yeah, it's something, I don't know. I'm not put at ease so much by the end of this scene, even though I feel like that's what we want us to be.
You know, I can't trust the phrase. I can't. It's PTSD from Game of Thrones. Dom, what did you think about this interaction?
So first thing I'm gonna say is y'all gotta stop putting all this hate on the phrase name, because the phrase are not the ones you got. Because remember, because just because the people we watch the show's point of view doesn't mean they always in the right. Walder Frey didn't do anything wrong or deceitful. He made a deal, and that Snow boy, that Stark boy went back on the deal, and so there's some retribution to that. Like, if Robb Stark had married that ugly little girl, and
well, she turned out not to be ugly. Remember,
she
wasn't even ugly.
She wasn't ugly, but you done got some ethnic stuff out there in the battlefield, and now you went back on your deal. And what happened was, if he had married that girl, that Frey girl, and honored that deal, then Walder Frey would have been like, cool, I done got one of my 12 daughters off, moving right along. And she married to a Stark boy, I'm good. But you went back on the deal, and now you gotta suffer the consequences. So as long as Jace and these Targaryens honor the deal, and they would, who they gonna give Harrenhal to anyway? Don't nobody want that castle. Shoot, the strong man barely keeping it. So go and give it to the phrase. It's cool. As long as they honor the deal, all will be well. We ain't gotta see no baby stab. So
what if they think the deal is not honored because Daemon already over there? And they start showing out. Then they start showing their ass all over again.
Well, Jace said something, and it was very specific when he was talking to his mom. He was saying, and I think this might be a thing that goes with what you're saying, because he said that the phrase want Harrenhal, and he was like, it's assumed at the end of the war. And I was like, assumed by who? They didn't. Y'all need a timeline.
So that's general knowledge. Everybody knows.
Right. But assumed they might say tomorrow. And so when they done sent the horse over there to Harrenhal, and they see this man over here building stuff and making renovations to my house, they but I think that as long as Daemon don't do nothing crazy, I think it'd be fine. The phrase is, they cut and dry. Either it is or it isn't. So, just be easy.
Okay. Now, you guys, and we don't have to stay on this long. Anyone who actually wants to chime in can. Just tell me, what's the deal with Hugh? What's the deal with Hugh the Hammer in his family? I mean, he was still, of course, trusting Aegon to come through with the funds. Because his child is on the last leg. I mean, the baby was blue. I said, she's still around. And the wife said, listen, if we don't leave, you're going to be fighting for ghosts. Okay. Because ain't going to be nobody left here. Right. They taking out dragons. That's a bad omen. We don't have any food. And they try to get out. And of course, the gates are shut. Anybody have anything to say about him?
Yes, because he's going to turn and he's going to get some folks to turn with him, because his wife about to be whispering his ear, I told you we should have left a week ago. We could have been out this job. We could have been at my brother's house last month, but you don't want to be a beggar, as he so put it. It's definitely something's going to happen. I feel like he may eventually get some folks together to kind of go against the Greens. But again, this wouldn't have happened had they put Alicent on the throne, because it was Aemon who said, close the doors, close the gates, right? But yeah, it was sad to see that they're really trapping these people in here without even offering them the solution of meals and payments. So it's like you're just, there to die. But
We know how they treat the small folk. We saw that in Game of Thrones as well, right? Like, we don't give a darn about them. It's about us. How do we stay safe? Kay, Dom, anybody else wanted to have anything to say?
Yeah,
I think he's gonna rebel. Is in a major way. I think he might organize real smooth, and he might have something for him in that Red Keep.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see, because I think Hugh is gonna be like he's the point of view of the small folk, and I think we're going to see his feelings towards the crown is, and how that changes is going to be like the arc of the small folk. And I think that daughter ain't gonna make it. I don't know how we feel about this wife making it. And I think because he was all for the king, he was like, the king said it, so I'm gonna take it to the bank, and I'm loyal, and I'm confident, and we gonna see a full 180, because I think he's gonna be like the Punisher. He gonna be so distraught, and he gonna be so broken down because they took everything away from him. The moment they put him on the dragon, he gonna be coming for the Red Key.
I feel like the wife gonna leave. I feel like she gonna leave.
Where she gonna go?
She gonna go to her brother's house. She going to her brother's house by hook or crook. She about. I'm telling you, she's not a dummy.
She can't go nowhere.
She about to be out of there. She out of there.
Okay, somebody was saying, look at that hair. He's a dragon rider. Listen, let me go through some of these comments real quick before we get to my girl Helena and her other brother, because
he gonna hook up with Massaria. That's what's gonna happen. Massaria gonna grab him, take him to Dragonstone, and he gonna get on the dragon.
And why Hugh's wife want to go to Tumbleton? She said she just want to be free. He was in denial, gets his daughter because he hesitated. Oh Lord, bad father. Okay, okay.
That man was just he had conviction. That's all.
Dreaded Shinobi says technically Harrenhal is Jace's because it's his birthright. A says, see that white hair? He's about to be riding one of them lonely dragons. Listen, I'm here for it. Y'all know I want the dragon rides. Now here we are, honey. Aemon is eyeballing that Iron Throne. Okay. Like I'm gonna look good up there with my one eye and everything. I'm a justice because he's been training for this. Like I said, he was just waiting for the platform. He was ready for the moment. Okay. And he's there taking it all in. And Helena creeps up like a sniper in the back. You know what I'm saying? She rolls up on him and she's like, was it worth the price? And it's always suspicious and deep because she don't say too much, but when she speaks, we know it speaks volumes. So in that moment, we know he knows she knows. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, he feels like it was worth it. But I'm gonna start with you, Dom. How does Aemon feel like it was worth the price? Was it worth the cost?
Yeah, it was worth it, and it was because Aegon, when this is the road that we went on from the moment they was looking for Aegon last season, and Aemon found him, and they was wrestling in the street, and Aegon was talking about, I don't want it. Aemon was like, just wait, you ain't gonna have it long. Like that's all Aemon was thinking. Like he been plotting this day for a long time, and he just turned his back, and one of these unblinking, weird talking women just want to say stuff that nobody's gonna listen to. And but at the same time, Aemon is, I think, going to be the opposite of Aegon in the sense of like he feels like he's prepared for the power, so he's never going to second guess anything. He's never going to look for advice on anything, and he's going to move with such confidence that it's going to overextend them, and he's going to reach too far. But I feel like he's gonna feel like it was worth the price all up until he lose the other eye or something. Yeah, I think he think it was worth the price.
Okay, Kay, what you think?
Hell yeah, it was worth the price. Hell, he already lost the eye. I mean, he was ready for whatever, and he will do and I'll do that shit again too. Okay, soon as Aegon start breathing and talking, he will go and finish the job. He's like, this is the plan. It's going to be worth it by any means necessary. And he means that. Aemon ain't up here playing around. Okay. Only time he
Cynthia
take a break
Kendall.
is when he go see his grandma girlfriend. That's the
His
only time he
granny
take a
hoe.
break. Other than that,
Yeah.
he's standing on business.
Are we gonna see Granny Ho again? Did he retire her after the embarrassment and the micro peen and all that? You think he's going back? All right.
Yeah, him walking away with his head with his pointy chin up like this. That was him putting away childish things. I think that was all right. I'm a man now. I'm grown. And I think that was also him like shedding his last little weakness. He was like, I'm gonna let go of anything anybody can use against me because this man's days is numbered. The man who just laughed at me, that it's over for him. So I don't need anybody else to have anything over me. So I think we might see her again, but I don't think we're gonna see them together again.
See?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we may see her again, but I don't know if it's going to be in the same way. He wrapped up in her arms type situation because he's trying to, he's trying to be a bad boy, right? He grown now in his eyes, right? I do feel like he thinks it's worth it at the moment because right now everything's looking up for him. He done took his brother's out of commission. He done took the throne. Everything's looking up. But I feel like it ain't going to be up for long, unfortunately. I feel like will be such a vicious ruler that there's going to be a mutiny, I feel. And I didn't read the books, but he's just too gone, man. He's too gone. He on his Anakin Skywalker right now. And he's in the dark side. And somebody gonna have to take him out, unfortunately. And I love him, but you gotta go. Sorry.
I really think if he can get a hold of himself and if they bring Otto back and he's receptive to Otto, it could be a thing. Now, Vic says, he gonna be sneaking to get some fetal action. He'll probably have Granny Ho come to one of the rooms in the castle, though. He probably won't go to the pleasure house.
We're gonna get a new one that they don't know yet.
Another old lady. Yes, it's about to be another old one.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to talk about this because I have so many thoughts about the conversation at the end that Rhaenyra and Jace have. So I'm going to hold on to this comment, but he decided that night he was going to win Vhagar. I either go out tonight or I'm king. And that's period. So finally, after this long day of her, trying to be somebody, she's still a bad mama. She sat there for 2 minutes, walked out. And as soon as she hit the door, mommy, you're still a bad mom, sis. You're not supposed to leave that baby's his bedside. Don't you feel anything? You felt something in that meeting. You felt something then, but you can't even stay by his side for a couple hours. You can't stay by his side through the night.
She just want to say she lay eyes on him. That's all. And that's all she did.
I know C want to say something. Go ahead.
I'm just saying she's trying, y'all. Y'all got to give it up for she's trying through the trauma. Let this woman breathe. And she knows she can't be there but so long because she got to keep her eye on that other badass son. So it's like she got to be everywhere at once. God dang it. Get that woman.
She ain't got it. This should be her number one priority. This should be her if she really loved her child. Listen, Patty JW, listen, if this was Jace, Rhaenyra wouldn't leave his side, much less take her. You hear me? She'd be in there funky and all by his bedside.
Rhaenyra took 2 weeks. She took bereavement leave to go mourn her son from being queen. And Alicent ain't got nothing to do. She don't have a job. She don't have a day job. She don't have a night job. She don't have a part-time job. The small council not in session. She ain't got no ruling to do. It's no other kids for her to raise. Or they all grown. And so, or at a different place. And so it's nothing for her to do. She's just a bad mom. And let me tell you, Cersei, you say whatever bad thing you want to say about Cersei, she loved them kids. When them kids was messed up, she was distraught about them kids. You say something about Dany, say whatever you want to say about Dany. She thought she couldn't have any kids. She was told about the dragons. Them dragons, she left her kingdom to go find that one dragon. Dany loved them dragons because they was her kids. Alicent, I think she cares about them like she don't want them to die. I do think that she has like the initial you are a person that came out of me. I care about you, but you are a bad mother, and I'm sorry.
Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad mother. Kay, did you have anything else? Did you have anything to say?
Yeah, the answer is still yes.
Period. Unfortunately, I wish it was different. I wish she did something else for me. And we don't have to harp on this long either. It's kind of dark here, but this is Uncle Corliss, honey. He's holding the hand, signet, the pen. And we know what he's going to do with this. We know he's going to be hand. Are y'all happy with this decision? You agree? I agree. I think this is what we need from him. I think this is what he needs for himself to heal.
I was just thinking they need to change his little pendant to a fist.
You know what? Child, them Reddit threads will be up in arms. I've been there today, and I said I'm never going back to a Reddit thread about House of the Dragon ever again, especially as it relates to the Valerians or any people of color. I'm just going to save myself from that. And of course, she's like Rhaenyra, and we don't have to harp on this either because I know, child, I didn't know we was going to be on here 2 hours tonight. But no, you're not fired, Sir Alfred. I just need you to go to Harrenhal, go see about Daemon and see what his intentions are. Sir Alfred says, what intentions? What you mean, Queen? What you mean? Are you mad at me because of small council? She said, listen, you're not fired. Just go there and see if he's for me or if he's for himself. And he said, do you have a message? She said, yeah, just tell him I want to finish the last conversation we had. Daemon don't care. Like she said, if I sent a raven, he'd ignore it. You're harder to ignore. Anyone have any thoughts on this before I go to the...
I just think she should have sent, and I know you can only spread your dragon so thin, but I do feel like she probably should have sent Baela with him. Because if Daemon cut off his head, it's going to take too long for us to know about it. Because we don't know Daemon's state of mind, but you know your husband, cousin, your husband, uncle. So I need you should have sent something that can move a little faster. And I think Baela might have been able to get through to him in a way that an old crusty general couldn't. But, we going to see.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. I think we are on we have two huge dragons down here. And this was probably one of my next favorite moments in the episode because dang it, finally. Like, let's start using our heads. He said, well, just because they're not all officially Targaryens doesn't mean we don't have relatives. Like, they just married into other houses. She's like, well, we'd have to go through all the history. He's like, well, they're right here. Like, we've got nothing but time and opportunity. Neither one of us can move because he's mad because he can't go do any dragon missions. She's mad because she can't go do any dragon missions. This is something they can do inside Dragonstone. I thought this was a brilliant idea. I think it came a little bit too late. If Meleys and Rhaenys would have had 2 extra dragons on the battlefield that day, I do think Alan and Adam are going to come into play with this as well, right? Because we know that they're going to be dragon riders. I just didn't know how they were going to squeeze that in. But I'm excited about this. Dom, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about this conversation? Are you excited to see them choosing their dragons? Because we know it could get treacherous.
Oh yeah, no, I was excited for on different levels for this conversation because I love the juxtaposition of over in King's Landing, the son and the mother not even talking. They are not on the same page. They couldn't be further apart. But over here in Dragonstone, over here in the Black House, we respect the family and the son and the mother. They on the same team. They on the same page. They working together. The ruler and the heir. And Jace is like, he's actually worth his position. Like, he's doing something that is of worthy. And I just like the fact that he's a character that is actually meaningful. And he's doing something that's worth something. And the idea of, but I don't know that we've seen the training process for being a dragon rider. Like, I don't know what that learning curve or what that like how long it takes to get that certificate to be a dragon pilot. So I don't know, but Game of Thrones like to fast forward different stuff. Like when they have to walk to different places or when they have to certain stuff, they like to be like, yeah, we're here. And so, but I just wonder if like pulling a random person who got a little Targaryen blood in them, what's the learning curve? Like, is it going to be harder for them to learn than like these people who grew up in the dragon culture? So, but I was excited. I'm excited to see more dragons, and I'm excited to see more Black people on dragons. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And again, really the only point of reference that we have Not because again, I haven't read this series. I did read the first. And we know like when John was it was about him meeting the dragons to see if there would be like a connection. And like they're alluding to what's gonna happen. He's like, I hope they survive because you can basically be unalived if a dragon selection doesn't go through properly or if you don't connect with your dragon. But I'm really hoping that before the end of this season, we get a deep dive into what that relationship looks like between a dragon and their rider and how it's built. Because all we've seen up to this point are established relationships, except for Vagar. But we, again, didn't really get an in-depth look at how that was for Aemond, right? We got a glimpse of it before battle with Rhaenys and Meleys and Sunfire and Aegon, just the love and kinship that they have. But I'm excited to see what the process is going to look like. Because that man who's the dragon master, whoever's down there, he looked burn up, beat up, toe up.
There's no retirement plan for that position. There's no 401k for that position. He got to work until he dropped.
See, what do you think about their plan?
God damn, I think it was a damn good idea. I hate to say it, but he got a good idea, god dang it. And I do think that this is about to be our opportunity to see, what's it from it? Was episode 3? Uncle Jesse, whatever his name was, talking about I'm really a bastard son of the Targaryens.
Wolf?
He was lying. Yeah, lying and at the bar him. We about to see if he really with it, because they about to test him and see what's good. Or maybe I wonder if this whole only a Targaryen and Valerian, they can ride him. Is this gatekeeping? Is this really for facts, or is this just your way of pretending like your family is the best when really anybody can ride a dragon as long as the dragon?
I think if they're half, right? They have to have some Valyrian or Targaryen blood, don't they? Like
the dragons have to have the scent of old Valyria. So they need to know that the scent is there somewhere.
Okay. Then we definitely gonna see Uncle Jesse again, whatever his name is. We might even see old girl from.
Are you saying is Uncle Jesse old?
And we may even see homegirl that you peeped in that episode 2, the little dancer that we were like, we might see her because she got the tail, she got the hair. But yeah, it was a good idea. I want to see who they going to test it with. That's what I want to know.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
This is it. I remember in the mothership that when King Baratheon died and they were trying to make it seem like Joffrey was a bastard child, which he is. They went to all the brothels and things to find all of his illegitimate children to kill them all, so there would be nobody to challenge him. And I'm like, are we going to see a repeat of that? But not so brutal. Like I know daddy, granddaddy, uncle, brother, cousin, they be in these houses real strong. So do we got to go to each one of these whole houses and see who got this hair? Drag them on back. And see and let the dragons get a little whiff of them so we can make something shake, because they out there, them Targaryen men ain't worth a damn. Okay, they got
that's the cool part I think about having Massaria, right? Because she knows where all the bodies are hidden. She knows where all Aegon's little teenage sons are now. I guess they're teenagers, right?
And Daemon's.
That's right. They were spreading it low and wide, honey, just all over them. I don't even know if it was 7 kingdoms back then, but they was spreading it. See, what's next? What do you want to see in episode 6? We only got 3 episodes left, and I'm so sad.
I want to see, even though I'm Team Green, I've been told y'all I'm Team Green, but I want to see the revolution that's going to happen in King's Landing, because these people are angry, they're hungry. And it's about to give, the French Revolution over there. They aren't about to be starving for too much longer. Starving and locked in, that's a horrible combination.
They're about to play Hunger Games.
Push these people against the wall, and they are going to fight back. I want to see what happens with that, because then they'll be having to fight Rhaenyra and her people and an inner war with themselves, all with these armies. That yes, they've raised armies, but can it be spread so thin? That's what I want to know. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see who they select to possibly ride these dragons they got in the basement. I those are the 2 most things I'm looking forward to seeing these next couple episodes.
Okay.
I want to see a conversation with Corliss and the brothers. I want him to have a serious conversation with him, like, y'all are my heirs, and uh, as my late wife had requested, you should have what is owed to you in that manner. Bring them into the fold, and sooner than later, because we need them now. We know your bloodline is real strong in these streets. We know they can handle it. We know they can get busy and go to work. So let's not delay this conversation. Corliss, go to your illegitimate sons and tell them, let's go ahead and get it cracking. We got a war to win. We got dragons to ride. Okay.
That part. And I really want it to come from him. I really hate that it has to be through Rhaenys's like dying wish, that he's embracing his children, because those are your children. But I'm excited to see that. And I'm waiting for Lenore to make a reappearance. Dom, what are you looking for? What are you hoping to see in the next episode?
It's funny you said that because I was thinking of Lenore's surprise reappearance, especially because we were checking in with Sea Smoke the whole time. But that's why. But now I think that one of the bastards is gonna ride Sea Smoke. I think that's gonna be like the full circle moment. It's like my son used to ride Sea Smoke, and now my son is riding Sea Smoke again. And so I think that might be where we go with that. I'm worried. I'm still worried. I know we only got one scene with the other brother, the locked up brother, but I don't. Man, he just seemed like the screw up, and I'm just worried. I'm worried that because what I don't want is Corliss to be like, y'all are now legitimate, and also, yeah, you're heir, to the bald brother. Like, just do all in one time. I want it to be like a progression. Like, let's go on the seas. I'm gonna give you, because you my son, just the same way we was talking about the other kids, you don't mean you know everything, and they know how to sail, but they don't know how to lead. They don't know how to, they don't know all the different aspects of it. So I do want that to be a little bit of a progression, but yeah, go ahead and make them legitimate and bring them home. Bring them on in the castle. And this episode seems like Team Black is like the second half of the first Avengers movie. Like after Loki had like made them all, like he done made everybody go every which way and they all down and out. But now we got to get back together and we about to be a team again. Team Black seemed like, all right, we about to unite. And
Assemble.
so we about to assemble. And so I just want to see some more of the pieces assemble so we can be on good footing. And I worry because the more they look good, that means something to happen. But I do want to see them like get on a more solid footing.
I'm excited. Y'all know that I'm here for the dragons at this point. I want to see the culmination of what's going to happen with Alice Rivers. I want to see the extent of her power. I know people in the chat were alluding to it's really just good observation and kind of trickery. I want to see if there's more to her than that. I want to see again the extent of her powers. I'm super excited about seeing these dragons and selecting riders and seeing how that I want to see some people get burned up. I know it's bad, y'all, but I want to see some fire. I feel like we got cheated because Damon didn't burn up the Brackens. I was ready for flames. You know what I mean? I was ready in that moment. And again, I want to see Rhaenyra fully walk into her purpose. I think we're getting closer, but I want her to make an assertive move with that darn small council. I think, like you guys said, Corliss being there is going to be prime time because, like, when he walked in the room, everybody on mute. Okay, we respect you, sir. So I'm excited to see that. But guys, that is the end of the slides, but that is not the end. So stick around for a few more minutes. Everybody's got something going on, and I am going to start with you, Dom. Let the people know what you got going on, sir.
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, Screen Static Studios. That's where I'm at. That's where I spend my time. And we're doing a lot this month. Got an Alien movie recap. We're doing all the Alien movies. The first one's out. The second one's gonna come out soon. And we're leading up to the new Alien movie that's coming out in August. We got it's a new show. oh man, what is it called? Oh, for it's a gladiator show for those about to die, coming on Peacock on Thursday. So I'm gonna do the whole series review when that drops. I watched the new Forrest Whitaker show, Emperor of Ocean Park. So I'm gonna do a episode recap of that. And so yeah, we just TV and movies all throughout the month, and we're gonna get to it. So yeah, come on, have a good time.
Awesome. Go subscribe, y'all. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things. He's trying to get to 1,000. Listen, everybody's trying to get to 1,000. Let's get these 1,000. Okay. Next we have Kay. Okay, from the Real Fifth Wall, the Real Fifth Wall, and Horror and Hooch podcast. What you got going on, Kay?
Yes, come over here, hit that subscribe button. Nerds, blurs, all you like horror, sci-fi, superhero stuff. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Right now we have reviews for The Boys, of course, House of the Dragon, Interview with the Vampire. I did a top 5 shark movies, something for the summer. There's review of A Quiet Place Day 1, Imaginary, Divorce in the Black. So a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of stuff, mainly horror, but I do watch a lot of variety of stuff. So you will never not have anything to watch. Hit that subscribe button if you need something to watch. And if you are part of the Blurred community, come on over.
Go on over, y'all. She's trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers and get her watch hours. Please go support Kay. She's putting in the work, y'all. Next we have C, honey. What book you reading this week, friend? I just saw the alert. Let the people know.
All right. So we are finally going to be discussing You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. It got pushed to Friday because the internet was being a little wonky. So join me on my channel, See the Superior Friday, for that review. Also, of course, I'm talking about The Boys. We'll be talking about that Thursday, the after show. As soon as the show's released, we talk about 8 o'clock that night. Join me there on See the Superior. This Sunday, we'll finally get into our character battles again. Again, it's going to be Mario versus. So join me on Instagram Live at See the Superior if you're interested in character battles and who win between a battle between fictional characters. And yeah, I think that's what I got going on. And thanks for having me here. And I will talk to you guys soon.
Perfect. Thank y'all. And y'all know we got some of everything going on. My Unprisoned review will be up probably tomorrow. My Serpent Queen review, season 1, episode 1 will be up tomorrow as well. The Unprisoned is a recap because y'all know season 2 starts soon. I will be talking Emperor of Ocean Park as well as Those About to Die. And of course, I'll be covering the new season of Unprisoned. So just hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all are subscribed. And chat, y'all showed up and showed out tonight on a Monday. We love y'all real bad. I mean, from the beginning to end, it's been consistent, so engaging, so fun. I always say this, but I mean it for real. We wouldn't even be able to do this if y'all didn't come and support. So we appreciate you so much. Have the most amazing night, y'all. And yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with our Good Sisters song, and we will see y'all in the next video.
Mm-mm.
Love Rookie. She give him all the cookies, like cookies on. This girl is kinda loosey-goose. Take her off the shelf and they put her on credit. 30 days later, they return it and regret it. Use like a dish rag, dump with a hashtag. I blame